Okay, ready? Happy birthday
Aw.
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Eve. Happy birthday to you.
That's very cute. Thank you. Are we already starting? 1 minute. That's cute. Wow.
Do you want to do that thing?
Okay, it's 10 o'clock. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for that birthday wishes. My name is Eve Seiler, and I usually work at the research department. I'm one of the clinical researchers here. But I'm also, since 5 years, I changed my diet, and I eat only raw vegan food, usually. Yeah. So today, since it was my birthday yesterday, we're going to make a raw cake. And I think if you have your birthday, you better make your cake yourself too. Or you just tell people, just buy me some fruit and stick a candle in it. Because maybe you think, well, once in a while I can just cheat, but I don't think so. Because if you're here for fasting and you do all the work, you know how hard it is to get rid of the things that you shouldn't have eaten.
Yep.
So it is hard, but it's up to you. But I think we should treat our bodies good, so we only should eat the delicious, God-given, healthy foods. So, but it's not that we're not gonna enjoy our food. So we can still enjoy our food even more because we're gonna eat delicious food and we're gonna feel good and we're healthy and happy and pretty, you know. So I can't imagine that. I'm always wondering, oh my God, something is missing here because I have so little ingredients. I don't use flour because flour you usually have to bake. You can't just use ground up flour and then eat it raw. Apparently, you know, it's not good. So you gotta bake this, but I don't use any flour. Dairy, of course, no dairy. Why would we drink mother's milk if we are grown up and with all the pus in there? So we can replace it with something creamy like avocados, coconut, any kinds of nuts and seeds. So that's creamy, and then sugar, of course, we don't eat any sugar because sugar is like depleting our minerals, makes our bones weak, our teeth bad. So white sugar, we don't want to have that, but there's so many natural sweet foods out there in nature. So instead of sugar, I just use dates, and this is like caramel. So these really taste like caramel. So I usually buy the Hello, come in. I usually buy the medjool dates, and it's like caramel. If you don't like dates, then you probably didn't buy the high quality dates. Maybe you got them from the store and they were heated or processed or something. Just get them from the farm. If you buy bulk and you can leave them in your fridge, they keep really long, then they're not that expensive. But dates is really a staple. Also good if you really have cravings and you have low energy, just eat a date. It comes with a lot of calories, sugar, of course, fruit sugar, but also a lot of fiber, so it will be digested much different than white sugar, which spikes your blood sugar and destroys your cells and your bones and everything. So you don't want to do that, but this is like caramel. This is really good. So instead of flour, I use either nuts or coconut you can use. You can also use coconut flour even, which is the coconut flesh without the oil, pretty much. And then I have avocado for the creaminess today, but as I said, you can use coconut as well, or anything creamy. Or you can only do a fruit cake even, just layer, instead of like something creamy, you just cut fruits. And yeah, so we can just start with a base. So today I'm just going to do a simple base made with nuts and dates. Maybe you've seen that in raw cakes, they do that quite often. And then I have here some carob instead of cacao. I don't know if we're gonna use that, so I have two options for that cake. So I like to use carob for cacao. It doesn't have any stimulants. It doesn't have any fat either. So, but sometimes I would do raw cacao. I mean, I'm not that strict, but I haven't had raw cacao for a while. And then I have psyllium husk, which is really helpful for making cakes and desserts. It behaves like chia or flax seeds, but it's only fiber. It's only the whole of a seed. So they only used the fiber. So it's like 100% fiber. It doesn't have any fat, nothing really. Just fiber. Yeah, 6. Okay, so we use this for thickening and make things drier. So I have here nuts, almonds, and I soaked them in water yesterday night. You can use them dry, like you want, but if you soak them in water, they might be better digestible. If you have problems with nuts and seeds, like sunflower seeds or almonds or walnuts, then if you soak them in water, they will be better digestible because you wash out the substances that are around the nuts that preserves them. Naturally preservatives that come on nuts. So they are still a little bit wet because I just soaked them. Maybe I'll just dry them a little bit because we don't want to have too wet on the base. So you can also just lay them out after you soak them. You lay them out and then you dry them again. That's how my mom does it. She doesn't even have a dehydrator. Yeah, and sorry, today we don't have a fancy tablecloth. I didn't find it. It disappeared. Both of them disappeared. And then what else we need with tools? We have a blender and we have a food processor. It's also called a food chopper. So I use this, but you can use your food processor. Let's put the nuts in. So this was 1 cup of almonds, dry, and then I just put water until they are immersed in water, and then just left them overnight. But they are more now since they soak up all the water. That's the other advantage of soaking nuts. It makes them softer. But we don't want it too wet. But we can also use the psyllium to take a little bit of the moisture.
What about using almond meal?
Almond meal, yeah, you could use almond meal. Yeah, I'm a fan of whole foods. So I like to get my foods whole, not like prepared or processed. Because the almond meal, they just grind it up and you just leave it there. The almonds, I keep in the fridge, they're really fresh. And then if I use them, I soak them in water, activate them, and yeah, but with the food processor, you can make your almond meal like really quick. I don't know, the almond meal, is it without the fat? Do they remove the fat or?
So if I make almond milk and I soak the almonds,
Okay.
and then I grind it into milk and put it to a milk bag,
You can
I
use
use
that.
what's left as the bag.
Oh yeah, you can dry that even and use that as a meal. But do they do that like that? I wonder if you buy almond meal, if they actually did that and then use the pulp.
I think it's just ground up almond.
Just ground up almonds. Okay, if it's just ground up almonds, you can either use the almond meal or you make your own almond meal pretty quick with a food processor. You can also use the dried almonds if you don't want to soak your nuts and seeds. Oops. I have to move it over here a little bit. Oh, I have to move quite a bit here. You still can see it. So.
Do you want to move the table?
The table, I have the camera set up first, but I'm just gonna hold it like this. just gonna grind it up. It's called a food chopper, a glass food chopper. It's from Home Leader. They make different ones. I can send you my list too. You sent me an email. I finally sent everyone an email, I think. You sent me an email. So we have our almond meal here, pretty much. It's a little bit coarse, but it's fine. And then to have it sticky and sweet, we just use our dates. So maybe we use careful with the seeds. You don't want to put accidentally a seed, so always have count your dates and then your seeds here. You count them, you know. I mean that's a beginner's error, always, you know.
What about seedless?
The seedless, but they're not that fresh because I think they.
They seem drier too.
Yeah, so if you like them, sure, but if you don't like them, try the ones with the seed. They are different. They're just fresher because they have to kind of. It's another processing step that they have to do. So I also think that they have to heat them while they do it or something. I've heard that they heat treat it too.
So how many you end up doing?
How many? I think 4 maybe.
4?
So I never really have a recipe. You can also use 3. Every day is so different. I know.
If you put that cord on the floor.
The
it'll
yellow,
have more-
there's so much yellow cord on the back there.
Yeah.
Huh?
You've got a lot of extra yellow cord in the back. There should be.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know, I like this.
Pretty sure first
Okay, we'll just mix this up.
Get out of here.
Someone said a joke. I want to hear it.
Difficult one.
overcoming.
It just needs to be sticky and then. It's really getting sticky. And then also to make it more firmer or drier. The sodium husk also makes it fluffy, but you don't really need that necessarily, but just to have more drier and more doughy feeling, the sodium husk will just soak any water and make it more fluffy, usually. It doesn't have really a taste, but it will take away some of the sweetness sometimes and the flavor, so you don't want to use too much of it. But for a base, it's fine if it takes away the flavor a little bit. So I used 1 tablespoon of the sodium husk. I mean, it's up to you if you want to have the base a little bit sweeter. It needs to be workable. So and that's pretty workable already. I mean, I would maybe not do the base too sweet, so just 3 dates maybe. But if you put another date in, it'll be fine too. It'll be more sticky. Okay, that's pretty much it. That's our base. Just 2 or 3 ingredients with the psyllium husk, and then we just have a cake dish here. Put our base mixture in here. Somewhere in this invisible line. It's quite a lot. But you don't have to necessarily use nuts for the base. I sometimes also use dried fruit, just dried fruit, like dried banana is really great as a base, and then you just grind it up. Or sometimes it's semi-dried. You can dry your bananas yourself in the sun, or if you have a dehydrator, it's really great for a base. And then just the dried bananas really. And then yeah, you just press it down.
So only dried bananas, or is it, you still
Yeah,
have
just without dates, because the dried bananas are really, really sweet, and they are already stick. They're already sticky. So yeah, then just press it down. A little bit firmer so it really sticks together. And then the psyllium, so the almonds are a little bit wet, and the psyllium in there, they soak up the water, and then they make it even more firmer. Because they turn into, if you mix the psyllium husk with water, they turn into a gel. So that's the point. It will just stick more together and makes it more drier too. But you don't necessarily have to use the psyllium for the base. Who's fasting? Ooh, so many people?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So the
Yeah,
cake is
cake
just
for
for me?
Yeah.
John, you're fasting too?
Oh, no, I'm eating cake.
Oh yeah, you're eating the cake.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's a typical day for you eating wise?
Eating wise, yeah, I have really, really typical days. So really simple set. I always start with fruit, eating fruit, just simple fruits, a lot of fruits, like until I'm full. Like approximately like up to 1,000 calories of fruit. Because I don't eat a lot of fat. It's like a low fat diet. I'm also into that. But I don't count my fat. If I eat a little bit more nuts and seeds, then that's fine. And then, so I start with fruits, and then the second meal is a salad, really. And then the salad will have lots of vegetables, all kinds of vegetables. And I eat a huge variety, like with seaweed, and yeah, any nuts and seeds, avocado, maybe. Yeah.
What kind of seaweed do you get?
I get it,
Sheets or?
I'll put my email, have my email. So if you send me an email, I can send you more information on all my foods that I buy online. And I also have the seaweed in there. So eve.zeiler@protonmail.com. Yeah, the seaweed I get whole leaves from Maine. From Maine. So it's online. Maybe you have seen it. It's called Maine Coast sea vegetables. You can also buy it in the store, but it's really expensive in the store because they only sell like little amounts, and then. But if you go online, then they sell it in bulk, so pound wise, and of course it's more expensive, but overall it's cheaper, so it gets cheaper per pound price. Okay, so that's our base, and then we do the cream part. So I have avocados here, so you can just layer it now with bananas and fruits, and then maybe sprinkle some coconut on top, and you already have your cake. That's it. You know, you don't want to use the blender or anything. That's really tasty too. But we have avocado, so we make it a little bit more a creamy cake. And then we can mix the avocados with the sweetness, the dates, And either we use lime or we use carob, make it more chocolatey a little bit. I don't have a lot of carob here, but it might be fine. So I don't know, what should I do more with lime juice? And then I would put a blueberry caramel cream on top, like avocado lime. Or I could also just blend the avocados with the dates and then add the carob, make it more like chocolatey, and then just use the caramel syrup on top. That's what I'm thinking. So.
Sounds good.
They all sound good.
I feel carrot.
I can move. Good evening.
Yeah, you can really adjust it.
Not really. I just thought I would use a carrot, but.
You would use the carob?
So would my kids.
I mean, you can really mix it up however you would want it.
Just, have you, so if I eat like chocolate, dark chocolate obviously, after a certain time of day, like I'm very sensitive and it'll keep me awake at night. And I'm not,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's, is it
Is
brownie or something?
that keeps you awake at night?
If I,
Yeah,
it's like, it's almost like it has the same stimulant effect.
It
to
does.
me as coffee.
The theobromine, it is similar like caffeine. It's not that strong, but it has similar effects. So it's a stimulant.
Does carob have the same?
No,
Oh, okay.
carob has nothing like that. Carob is the. You need something? You're not even
You
there.
didn't see me.
You're not even there. Okay. Carob is the. I don't know if you ever seen it. It grows on trees. It's the pod. The pod part. So it's a fruit, really. It looks like a bean, a pod, like it's brown, and it has seeds in there. You don't eat the seeds. You only eat the pod, and the pod basically has lots of fiber. It has a little bit of sugar. It's a little bit sweet. And then it has that chocolatey taste to it too. But it doesn't have any fat or any components like the chocolate has the theobromine. It's not toxic. It's also not the seed. The chocolate is the seed of the plant, and seeds always have sometimes something. But the plants are always fine if we eat their pods or fruit. You know, they always make it very digestible for us. Yeah, so carob is, if you don't tolerate chocolate too much, then carob is really a good alternative. Also, if you don't want the fat in the chocolate, I mean, you can buy cacao that has less fat, but still it will have up to 10% fat, even the cacao powder. Just take another one maybe. I'll just brought a few because sometimes you open the avocado and it's bad. So, but yeah, just make sure you have a lot of food at home, lots of fruit. And if you want to make this cake and you end up having only brown avocados, don't make a chocolate cake out of that. Don't use the brown avocados. Don't do that. It won't taste good. But if you have a lot of fruits, you can say, oh, well, I don't have avocados, but I'm just going to make a fruit cake then. I'm just going to use bananas and slice them up and put some carob powder on top or coconut something. Or other kind of fruits you can slice up. Doesn't really matter. But if you have enough ingredients at home, and that's the most important part, then you can make anything. You can adjust. Instead of the almonds, we could have used coconut, maybe. So this kind of food is always you're really experimenting, and you create your own recipes. Especially with raw foods, they're so simple. I don't use a lot of ingredients, and I don't alter them in the oven. So I don't bake anything, so I will still have all the tastes, the flavors. So really nothing can go wrong if you do that. So you just, if it's not sweet enough, just put more dates in it. And so I have 3 avocados. I think that'll be enough. have to decide if you do it more caramel chocolatey, but I don't really know if I have enough of this, so
Do lime.
I do lime, huh? Lime and blueberries,
Really fresh.
some more fresh, and then we do a blueberry cream on top. I made this cake before, but I didn't look at the recipe, so just do a new recipe. So the 3 avocados, and then we make this a little bit sweeter too. Like maybe,
Where did you learn how to cook like this?
oh, just like by myself really. But especially with raw foods, it's so simple. I always like to prepare food. Yeah, I also like to cook food, just freestyling. But with raw food is even simpler because, as I said, the flavors really don't change much. And maybe we don't get a cake, maybe we get a pudding, but it will taste good.
How many days do you think you're gonna use? How many
Um,
days do you think you'll use?
So far, there are 2 in here, and I'll put 4 more, so 6 dates. I think I'll do 6 dates for now. Sometimes, I mean, you have to always adjust because sometimes the dates are smaller or bigger. They're sometimes sweeter or less sweet. So
Also, your avocado size can change a lot.
exactly. So everything is different. So for me, it does not really make sense to go after a recipe too much. And then, yeah, sometimes you don't have enough of this or that, or the avocados are bad, and you just have to adjust. But don't be afraid to do your own style of preparing food. Yeah, then just do the lime juice. I have 3 limes. I might do more of this. Limes are not that sour like lemons.
Seem awful dry.
This one is dry, yeah, see? So you never can go after a recipe with this is a dry lime. It smells good, huh? For the fasting people here. It's a nice smell. It smells better than cooked food, doesn't it? Although the kitchen always kind of smells good to me when I go in the kitchen. I wish I could work in the kitchen also. Okay, so maybe I'll do 1 more, so 4 limes. I don't think that will be too much. It's a little. Hello. Hello. Okay, just the avocado, dates, and lime juice for now. Then we just try to blend this. We might need a little bit of water, but let's see what happens. And then a tamper is always pretty helpful. You do need some water because the dates And to make it firm, I use the psyllium. I just want to check real quick if
Need a spoon?
oh yeah, I forgot the spoon. But I can use this here. Yeah, I need a spoon actually.
How come you don't use flax to instead of the psyllium?
You could use flax and chia.
Okay.
I would use chia seeds because they are less flavorful than flax seeds. And you can have black chia seeds and white chia seeds. So thank you so much. Maybe we put more, actually we should put more lime and more dates in it. Because I remember this year actually takes away the flavor. So it's sweet enough right now for me, but so we put 6 dates. And I think I'm gonna use 4 more. I mean, it can be sweet. Why not? It's a cake. It's a cake, not a salad. If someone doesn't like a cake, then you can tell them, okay, then just call it a salad.
I'm almost afraid to ask this question, but I'm able to grow stevia.
Stevia?
Stevia, so if you have the live leaves and you were short on sweetness, nobody talks about whether to put them in.
Stevia is really great. So I love stevia, especially the whole leaves. I never use the extract or anything. If you have the whole plant, that's like even better. That's perfect. But I like to use stevia more for lemonade. It's really great if you make your own lemonade with stevia. For making cakes, it does have like a weird aftertaste. So either it bothers you or it doesn't bother you. That's fine if it doesn't bother you. If you make a cake for other people, it might be a little bit more sensitive than you are. So I would be careful with the aftertaste, but stevia is really great. I mean, it doesn't have any sugar, it's just sweet and it has good, it's healthy, right?
Before I came here, I was buying organic that didn't have the powder, that didn't have any, but like you said, once they have to process it and it turns white, it's got to
Yeah,
be
I don't-
different than the plant.
I think so too. I don't like any extras. I'm gonna use all of them really.
So 3 more lines?
How many did we have?
We had 4.
4? Yeah, I think I made this cake one time before, and then Ramses was saying, "Oh, it doesn't have enough land." So, oops, just gonna leave it there for now.
So you're adding more because it was too strong of an avocado flavor?
Yeah, it wasn't sweet enough. Yeah, the lime definitely will take away more of the avocado flavor. And well, it was kind of sweet, but I remember I want to put this in here too, so so this will take away the sweetness a little bit. We still have time. I mean, I'm taking my time here. Hello. And then I also added the water, so I don't know if we need more water now, maybe. now I'll just make sure it blends first, and then I put the soy sauce in, because it then make sure your food doesn't turn too hot if you blend it too much. It did turn a little bit warm, so look how it's really thick right now. Oh, is it too hot? Did I bake it? It is a little bit warm, to be honest.
And it's a little bit warm, is that a problem?
For a raw food.
I know, but I just touch it. It's not really warm. It's not really hot. It got a little bit warm. Yeah, it is definitely a problem if it gets too hot if you cook it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. I mean, it's like warm, like maybe body temperature still. Yeah, you don't want to cook it. The blender just heats it up if you blend it too long. Some blenders are more heating it up than others. So I don't know, maybe I have a cooked cake today. Especially if you do also your nut butters, they can heat up really quickly. You can use a little bit less psyllium, but it will take a while to settle down and to just firm up. Now it's already getting really firm, so we don't have a lot of time here. But I think like 2 to 3 tablespoons, maybe 2 would have been enough too. Just if you have more time to set it in the fridge to let it firm up a little bit. The psyllium has is just great because you have a way to make a cake firm without using any seeds or fat. But you can use the chia seeds, yeah. Also, you don't use like the raw community. Or sometimes use like raw vegan restaurants. They use a lot of oil. They would use coconut oil to make it firm. And then if you use sodium, you just can avoid that. I'm gonna use this blender here for my blueberry cream.
So what's gonna make your blueberry cream? Blueberries and
Blueberries and dates.
dates?
Mm-hmm. You could also add the psyllium, but I'll leave the psyllium out for this. I'm fine if it's a little bit more runny.
I went to a raw vegan restaurant in San Diego before I came up here, and I was surprised that they're using oil.
Yeah.
It seems kind of like
A lot of,
it just counters
I know.
what eating raw is.
That's the thing. I can't eat in a raw vegan restaurant. It's too much oil. They just raw for them just means you don't cook it. But for me, raw is more like using whole foods. Like the same with the stevia. I don't like to use the extract, even though they don't cook it. I don't like to use kelp noodles because they are extracted. They use extracted the organite from kelp, so it's not like kelp. If you buy kelp, it's green. It's really dark green. Yeah, the kelp noodles are white, so they apparently did something to it. Maybe they didn't cook it in the process, but it's definitely not whole foods, like raw. That's what it means for me, being raw. Whole foods, unprocessed, unheated. Of course, I'm processing it right now. I mix it, I blend it. Maybe I cooked it a little bit this time.
You're so fun.
Yeah, just be sure. Just be careful.
Maybe add cold water next time.
Ice water. Maybe. Using a lot of dates today. So 6 dates and blueberries. I think it was a pint of blueberries. And then 6 dates can be a little bit sweeter. Cake. And then we blend this. I didn't clean up the blender right now. I don't think it will ruin our topping too much. And we want to avoid always cleaning up, you know. Forgot this here. Dates are too dry sometimes. Yeah, if the fruits don't have enough liquid and the dates are a little bit dry, you gotta need some water a little bit, but not that much. So you can blend it. Careful in the first row here. All right. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty much good dissolved here. And then you just pour it over. Hmm?
She said, no.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't use the carob. I would.
You
I
didn't
mean,
put it in the middle layer then?
yeah, I would put the carob in the middle layer, but you could also put the carob here with dates. Yeah, you could, anything really. But this time I made like a fruity, more fresh
If you
lime.
added carrot to the middle layer, about how much would you put in?
I would put quite a lot. It also depends on your carob. This one is the Australian raw, really light one, so it doesn't have a lot of flavor. If you use the darker one, probably I would add. You could add up to a half a cup, probably.
A lot, okay.
Maybe this. Well, this maybe half a cup. The other one a little bit less, maybe a quarter cup.
Yep.
Just try it out. Because carob usually is a little bit lighter than cacao. If you would use cacao, of course, if you like cacao, you could put cacao in here too. Just go after the color, what color you want to have, how much chocolate you want to have it. Okay. So we have our topping here.
So I'm guessing you just want to store this in the refrigerator to firm up and be,
Yeah, exactly.
it all stick together.
You probably want to leave it in the fridge for an hour or so. And then it will firm up. The blueberries also, if you blend blueberries with dates together, they firm up too, even without the psyllium. But now we don't have that much time, so then I'm pretty sure you could also do this cake with just 2 tablespoons of psyllium, the layer, the avocado layer.
So what are alternatives to the avocado in the center layer?
Huh? The
What
water?
are alternatives to the avocado in the center?
Oh, you could use maybe like a young coconut,
Okay.
or what else could you use? Something creamy. Oh, like even walnuts or pecans. Any nuts like
Okay.
walnuts and pecans. You could also use. And with
Could you
the
do
psyllium, you
bananas?
can make it.
Could you do bananas?
Bananas, I would slice them probably.
Versus green man.
Yeah, you could just slice the bananas and then put this layer on top. I mean, there's so many options you can do. Yeah, but this is a finished cake. You know how to make it more pretty. You can decorate it with fruits now, and I'm not too good in decorating and make it look pretty.
Nasturtiums would look pretty on it. Nasturtiums.
Yeah, flowers.
Edible flowers.
Edible flowers. You could, anything really. But this is kind of like an idea for you, just to use ingredients. Don't cook it in the blender. Just make sure your blender doesn't cook it. If you want to be raw, if not, then you can cook it. Don't put eggs in it though. All right, thank you for watching, attending, and doing live stream. Do you have any questions? And we're gonna taste that here too, or I can taste it for you, for the fasting people.
Thank
Hopefully it's gonna be fine. And not cooked. Yeah, just make it more pretty. It doesn't. I'm not a.
I think it's beautiful. I would be curious just for the.
Do you have any plates you need plates for tasting?
You can get a plate maybe on a.
Sorry.
Do you want to get a plate and
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, can someone also bring me? Oh, a spoon? What? Oh no. Or a few spoons.
Pizza if you want.
Really? I hope it's not cooked, but you don't mind, huh?
That's just from the friction in the blender?
Yeah, definitely you want to let it sit a little bit. Now probably it's not going to be really super firm, so it's more like a pudding now. But it will definitely firm up in the fridge more. No, it's more like a pudding. Maybe you get the idea.
Yeah.
Here you go, for all the tasters who just want a spoonful.
Thank you. Please use this little knife. I gotta try it too here. Okay, happy birthday to me. Anyone want to guess my age?
Is it your birthday today?
No, yesterday.
93.
93.
And you look like you're
34.
30.
36. 42.
What? What?
29.
34.
19.
Really?
Well, I'm 41. Oh, I hate this guessing game.
You were split.
Okay, let me try it for the fasting people.
All right.
So it actually holds pretty well together already.
Very good.
You like it?
Yeah. It's like a key lime pie.
Oh, yeah. It's not bad.
At least 28.
Shoot, I missed it.
I think it's not bad. You want a piece? Who else want to try it? Are you fasting? See, that's how it looks. It's holding together.
Just a teeny tiny spoonful.
My mother was definitely.
That's okay.
You should not come to the Deborah.
I know. Do you have the recipe, or is it like?
Oh, you watch it
I'm
or
surprised.
No, I missed the thing.
Oh. the recipe? Do I have it somewhere?
Is it like?
I mean, if you send me an email, I have a few recipes. I don't know if this is actually in there.
Wow.
You want another piece? What?
Yes, please.
What would be your feeling of like putting
You want a
the,
bigger piece?
Okay.
what would be your
I can
feeling,
make that look like
Eve,
so.
if you did,
Come here to
I'm
learn.
gonna go.
if you soaked your dates in the lime juice like a couple hours before you started cooking?
You're welcome.
Do you think that would make it a little easier? If you soaked, that way you wouldn't lose flavor if you soaked them in your lime juice?
Which one?
The dates. If you soak your
Oh,
dates in some
the-
lime juice, then when you just add them in, they're softer and you might not have to,
Add so much water?
yeah.
Maybe, but the avocado will also suck.
And I wanna be able to.
I mean,
do it.
it'll. The
I know
avocado's
it's
kind of
traveling.
firm too. So yeah,
Yeah.
if you
Just
try
because
it out.
I'm sensitive to psyllium, and so I have to use very
Oh,
little.
you
Some
are. What about?
some people are sensitive to psyllium.
Oh, really?
I mean,
I've
if
never
you
heard
get
that.
the really good kind like this, it's less of a problem, obviously.
Thank
But-
you. You're welcome. Look, it holds together pretty well already.
No, I watched on videos, but what should I?
Someday I'll get to taste it.
Yeah, you make it. You make it. It was easy, right? It's easy.
Go ahead.
Next thing will be, now, I'm refeeding, but I'm not at the level where I can have, nuts and avocados.
Almost all almonds.
Oh, you want more? Like a big piece?
More decadent for crude oil.
Yeah, I think I really like my birthday
Dates
cake.
and almonds. like- I'm just eating vegetables and lunch. It was worth it.
Absolutely. So what's the other one? It's Aspen.
So I used to make this banana
Yeah,
berry
it's,
raw pie.
siding.
It seemed like it was
I looked
easy,
at,
like
my
you
daughter,
I think
we
soaking the almonds
interviewed
makes a
a
big
pop-up.
difference in how easy they
Yes,
process.
I'm about
Is
going to
that
contract on
right?
that.
Yeah, they're easy because it's a little bit
St.
softer.
Regis, and it's
Yeah. And then
one
doing
of the
them
hottest
before you
bar
add the
nightclubs
dates
in
is
Aspen.
probably also.
Yeah,
But mine
maybe.
would be so sticky and it would just go around and around.
Yeah, if you powder it first, maybe, and then add the dates.
Yeah.
Same with the blending
Yeah.
the kind of more liquid ingredients first, and then add the thickening agent. Otherwise, if you put this and then everything together, then you can't really blend it well.
Yeah.
So just, and then you have to be quick. Just put it in, blend it, and then it'll thicken.
But,
So it has to be a little bit quicker.
I want to be a chef in my, but I like what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
That's what I kind of presented to you. I'm going to go to somebody's house.
All right, I'm glad it turned out well. I like it.
It's even remote.
Hello.
And I'm going to do a pop-up there.
Very good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
She makes me think there's a woman that I took the classes with at the time, and she said,
That's awesome.
if you're somebody.
Thanks.
One of your best concoctions ever.
Really? You
Yeah, I
like
really
it?
like it. Yeah, I love how it's two
Take a
layers.
knife and you put an exact cup in, then you're an intuitive.
One tiny one. Are you keeping some?
I want it. Well, a little bit, but it's
Well,
fine.
let's not mess it up. That's okay.
No, it's fine. You can have it.
Stuff that would drive
Just
other
because.
grades. Yeah, exactly. And that's what
Thank you.
she makes me come.
Yeah, it's pretty. Like once you
I
cut
have
it.
to probably get the kitchen of you too.
Okay, and also, you're an intuitive. Are you
It's
an
very
intuitive?
tasty. Yeah, I'm gonna just savor it
Ever
over the next couple of days, I think. Yeah, well, I'll see if I can make it last, but,
Were you an N?
yeah, I'll have some later and then some. I'm trying
I'm
to
an N.
figure out.
And she's going to, I bet you, if we looked at who did everybody did Myers-Briggs.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Some was that, I believe, we find all the N's.
Does kind of warm things up, but I
And
don't
you
think
find
it
a
will
little
live
nest
that
of
much.
N's.
To be
And if you find one N, you find a nest of N's. So, it just goes to
It's avocado, lime juice, dates, and psyllium.
And I love it.
Oh, thank
I
you.
think it's crazy what I say. And actually, I have to say,
It's not baked. It's
You don't even have to say, oh, this is a raw vegan dessert, you just put it out, first enjoy it, because it's very tasty.
under the expectations.
It is jam. Like so easy to make jam. Just fruit, strawberries, blueberries, and dates. Blend it. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Being the
I really
intern.
appreciate that the avocado with
Yeah, but they just want it, that's not
Oh, if I bake the avocado in there, no, it will turn out. If you don't heat it up too much, it will turn out like that. So you don't have to. Don't heat it up. It's just the.
How many pieces did you put? Just for
So, let it go.
There's no banana in there, right?
There's no banana? You taste banana?
I think it's just the avocado.
Oh, okay.
Avocado lime.
Yeah, put some, you can also add some more lime or no, more dates, you know?
It's good and limey.
Yeah, I think so. I like the top layer. Top layer is like jam, huh?
Is it? Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I got a little bit nervous, but I think it turned out good.
Well, oh, when it got warm?
But I don't think it was cooking it.
No.
It just got warm. It definitely got warm, but I don't think
It's
it's.
crazy.
That's why you can make soups and stuff. You can make soups in the blender. Hot soups even.
Oh,
Then
it'll
it,
heat it up.
yeah. Yeah, these high-speed blenders. Well, it's really tasty.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it, but I'm gonna try to quit doing those, but it's not very good. And it's gave me a
Alright, I'm gonna end this here. Thank you for watching, everybody.
Thank you, Eve.
Thank